Go ahead.
Do you remember how to do this?
I do.
Okay, I'm Lee from the Oshkosh Beer Blog.
I'm Adam from McKnight Carlson Wines.
And the Ruby Owl.
And the Ruby Owl and Gardinas and
every place in between.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is it. This is our 2016
year end.
Our wrap-up show. The wrap-up show, we haven't done a video together in months.
It's been a hiatus, but we've had time to formulate a list of our favorites for 2016.
Oh yes, okay. So who goes first with the top 5?
I'll go first. I'll start off with an easy one, then
okay.
You can extrapolate on your
whatever
you have to talk about. I've got Lazy Monk Oktoberfest as my 5th best beer, or 5th most enjoyed beer of 2016. Leos Frank is a friend of the show. So I drank more beer more Lazy Monk Oktoberfest than probably any beer in 2016. Honestly, we had that on tap at the Ruby Owl, and it was just I loved it.
I don't know if that's the beer I drank the most of, but it's got to be damn close.
Yeah,
I bought a case of that this year.
It was great. It just hit all the right notes when that beer came out, and we'll hit it again next year.
We're lucky to have it here. I mean,
well, and thanks to you. You're the one who
you're the one doing it. You're doing the work. I'm not, But
so
that's
anyway.
a great beer. Okay, so I took a little bit different approach.
Okay.
I'm doing top 5 of what I thought was like significant things that happened here in Oshkosh this year. So
that was not the premise here, Lee.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd throw a curveball in there. But this year I thought was just like a really interesting year, like things that happened. So I kind of wanted to highlight some of these things. So number 5 is the return of regional brewing. So this year, in Oshkosh on tap, there have been beers from Knuth Brewing Company in Ripon, Lion's Tail from Neenah, Appleton Brewing Company from Appleton, Stone Arch from Appleton, the 2 Oshkosh breweries. You're seeing some of these beers are available in 6-packs around town.
Yep.
You're starting to see this thing that hasn't happened here since 1940s, 1950s.
Yeah.
This is a major
Renaissance,
change. Yeah. Whether it'll continue and whether it'll last, who knows? But I mean, this is a pretty interesting time.
Well, it's very cool, and I know customers of ours anyway appreciate that and realize that this is something that hasn't been around for a long time.
That's cool that people pick up on it.
They do.
I don't. With this huge variety of beer that's out there, it's hard to pick out these little breweries.
Yeah. Well, I think it's on the retailers, bars, and restaurants to educate the customers about, hey, this is being made right in your backyard. Give it a try, and it's every bit as good as beer that's being made elsewhere in the state or elsewhere in the U.S. generally. So.
Well, I mean, at the Ruby, you guys have been part of that. You've been bringing in these beers.
Absolutely,
from,
absolutely.
Right in our basic area here.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
So that's my 5.
All right. Number 4, I've got Carbon 4's Martian Sunrise Red IPA. Did you have a chance to try that?
No, I didn't. How was it?
It was really good. Where
did you have
It's kind
this?
of a riff. It was on tap at the Ruby.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of a riff on the ever popular IPA category, but with a little bit of caramel malt and just big bright citrusy hops, but nice kind of malt backbone. I don't think they made very much of it at all, but we were lucky enough to get one of the kegs that made it to the Fox Valley, and it was stellar. I hope they reconsider bringing that back for a wider launch next year because it was really delicious. It was just more interesting to me than a regular IPA.
Cool. I mean, they're really, they're really coming along.
Yeah, they really are.
There's one of these, they're a more recent brewery, but they're establishing the names for themselves, and they're doing it with IPAs and hoppy beers and stuff.
But it didn't strike me as just a beer that was just, really like kind of malt very, very much in the background with just a big blast of hops. I mean, there was malt character, there was hops, there was significant bitterness to it. It was really well-rounded, and that's what I liked so much about it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So my number 4 is actually, I have a tie here, which is my way of cheating and getting 6 in the list. So number 4 part.
Oh, then I get one too. Okay.
You definitely get.
Okay.
So Girls Pint Out in Oshkosh started in September of this year. So Girls Pint Out is this organization. It's women who are into craft beer and want to kind of share it with other women and bring more people into the fold. Started in Indianapolis, I think in 2010.
Okay.
And the woman that started it in Oshkosh this last September, Erin Pyre, she used to live in Indianapolis. She lives up here now.
Oh,
she
great.
thought she started an Oshkosh branch of this, and they started, and I mean they're really doing well. They've had a number of events this year.
I've seen the events around. I know.
Yeah, and they recently had one that involved the Humane Society. Had huge turnout on. This is a good thing, you know. When I started like writing about beer in Oshkosh in 2010, it was pretty much a guy's club.
Well, and it was a narrow focus at that.
Yeah,
it was not every guy either. So,
but this is changing, and I thought this was like this happening this year. That this is really representative.
Well, I think you and I would agree that you know, growth to the masses is kind of what we want. I mean, we want everybody to be involved. Everybody wants to enjoy craft beer.
And
so,
like when I first kind of started seeing more women be involved in it, actually was at Gardina's. I think that's where. Yeah, I think that was an atmosphere where some women were more comfortable.
Felt comfortable. Yeah.
So it's good to see this come along. Okay, so my other part 4, this is the tie.
4B.
And this is like a very personal one for me, is the Cellar Homebrew Shop opening in Oshkosh. Because I'm a home brewer. I love, we're drinking.
That's what we're drinking right now.
You know, I'm all about homebrew, and to finally have a shop here in Oshkosh. I mean, the last homebrew shop closed in 1933, so it's all this time that we finally got a homebrew shop.
And they moved from Fond du Lac, correct?
Yeah, and Dave Kepke runs this store. Great job, very knowledgeable.
And this is kind of a more central location to service the whole Fox Valley.
Yeah,
right?
He's trying to bring up people from Fond du Lac, Appleton. Good location over on Washburn Road.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good comments already, so that's great to hear.
Okay, so those are my 2 for part 4.
Okay, well then I'm going to work in my honorable mention.
All right.
So, Oblio's Lounge, Main Street, had a beer in the past few weeks, which I thought was Revolution Brewing Company's Amber Ale out of Chicago, which Revolution just came to the market probably about 3 months ago, I would say. We did, or maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah,
actually,
about 6 months.
We did one of their beers, I think Anti-Hero, but their Amber Ale was on tap, and I was like, this is a great beer, you know, that I like a lot, and come to find out that it's actually Oktoberfest, but whatever it is, it was a great beer. I've enjoyed drinking it at Oblio, so I don't know how long it's going to be on tap for, but stop and grab yourself one for sure.
Well, on Oktoberfest, that's a beer that can age. This is a beer that, this is not like, you know.
Why disguise it? But,
right.
You know, I liked it a lot. So, but my actual 4th pick of 2016 was Oso's Wheeze the Juice, which we actually filmed an episode about. For whatever reason, that beer really resonated with me as probably my favorite sour beer of 2016.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really good. I mean, just a real kind of sour cherry note, but I really liked the way they got the wood to come across. You know, so many breweries take the kettle sour approach, which is an easy, I think, cost-efficient way of getting sour beer to the market, but wood-aged sour beer is still king, and that beer just was kind of an intricately woven tapestry of wood, sour fruit, you know, wild flavors. It really...
You can't get that kind of complexity out of a kettle sour.
No, exactly. So, you know, you get the point across with kettle sour, but with the wood age and the you know, the blending and everything, I thought that was kind of a masterpiece and made right in our backyard.
Yeah, so. And these beers that Oso is doing, refresher course, like that beer, I just bought another bottle.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
They're when they get it right, man, they get it right.
Yep.
They're doing good.
So no, that's exciting.
Okay, my number 3. So Bare Bones Brewery came out with an IPA 6-pack this fall. Okay. So 3 IPAs, and this to me was like kind of culminates the transformation of what happened at Bare Bones. RJ Nordland, the brewmaster there, started end of February, and we had him on, you know, with his first beers. Yep. And he told us then that he was going to go in an IPA direction. Yeah. And he certainly has. I mean, now their identity is kind of built around these IPAs. And I just thought it's really interesting how quickly it changed, you know, at Bare Bones.
Well, and I think, you know, I don't want to say for the better per se, but, you know, everyone knows IPA is the hottest segment in craft beer for sure. You know, we all know people who live and die by IPAs, so it makes a lot of sense. Plus, they're great beers. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
My favorite of the bunch, I like the Hurricane Dan quite a bit. Dog Days I liked their black IPA, that Wicked Badass.
That was delicious.
That dark, you know, more like a porter, a hoppy porter. But it just amazed me, you know, thinking of where they were in February and
how far they've come.
It's a completely different.
It really is different direction, but it's been seamless too.
Yeah,
so
actually,
credit to all those guys, Dan and RJ. And Absolutely.
You have dog days on tap now.
We do. We've got dog days on tap, and we like to rotate in the Bourbon seasonals as well. So stop down and try them if you haven't had them. They're worth it for sure. Number 2 for me. Number 3. Wait, no, number 2. Okay. Central Waters Bourbon Barrel Quad. I don't know. Did you have a chance to try that at all? Or
no,
not?
I did not.
Okay. This is where we get on the farther reaches of beer geek life as it pertains to craft beer. The newest entry into the Brewers Reserve series from Central Waters. I thought that beer was absolutely fantastic.
Really?
Yeah. I wasn't, because traditionally they've done, stout, barley wine, Scotch ale. They even do Bourbon Barrel Cherry Stout, but Bourbon Barrel Quad is kind of a little bit of a departure from those styles, and really.
So is this around now? Is it come and go on?
Like new beers in the series that they've introduced in past years, like Scotch ale. I think the first year they do it, they put a little bit into barrels, and just to see how it does. I think more or less they do kind of quality control and then release some to the market. So I think it was a small batch this year. Package was very scarce.
Okay.
We do have a keg of it at the Rubial, but I had a chance to try a couple bottles of it, and I was.
So you have a keg of it at the Rubial.
Yes, which may or may not be seen during Hops and Props time.
Oh, okay.
We'll lay that out there.
All right.
But it was great, kind of great Belgian fruity esters with kind of caramel notes, and then big whiskey flavor as well. But it was all very kind of harmonious. Okay. So
Well, you'll have to let me know when you put that on tap, because
But not
people
over
should have
the
a chance
top.
to drink this,
not over the top. It was really, really well done, and probably I would say my favorite beer that they've done.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I was that.
Barley wines are difficult too, because you get a lot of them, and people tend to hop the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And,
well, this was the Quad though.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
but it was delicious. Yeah. And well, like I said, they haven't really stuck a toe in the Belgian styles at all yet.
Right.
So I liked it a lot.
Nice. My number 2. The opening of the Rubial tap on Main Street in downtown Oshkosh. So for one thing, just seeing you be able to get this thing going, and with everybody at Gardena's, and so much work went into it,
Absolutely.
and then it would turn out as well as it did. You don't know what you're going to end up with when you go down this road.
Yeah.
No, I think
absolutely.
You guys did a fantastic.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that, and that's a feather on our cap, and truly credit to all the staff that we have.
You became a total pain in the ass to work with during this period, but whatever. The result was good. But if you look at this too, in a broader sense, so. Chester V's opened at the end of December. You guys opened at the end of June.
Yep.
Basically, in like a 6-month period, 70 draft lines were added to Oshkosh. Almost all of this, craft beer.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing
Well, I've always kind of subscribed to the high tide raises all ships kind of thing. That, like we were talking about, ladies pint out. It all helps. We love craft beer, and we want.
But I think
spread that
what Ruby kind of represents here is you're seeing a transition. Oshkosh was always a corner bar type of town. That still is there.
Yeah.
The corner bars are still harder and harder for them.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like what you're doing is coming. Maybe this is what it's going to be in the future.
Well, I kind of agree with that. I think that people are realizing that there is more to beer than there was in the past, obviously. It's not just the macro brews. There are so many kind of micro facets of craft beer now where every individual taste is represented, and we do our part. Oblios, Dublins, Omaros, Chester V's. We're all out there trying to get the right beer in the right people's hands, and that's a really good thing.
What you're saying there, the reason you can have 30 taps is because there's people coming in looking for IPAs. There's people coming in looking for sours. There's people coming in looking for stouts.
Coming in looking for ambers. There's people coming in looking for light lagers. And we want to cater to all of those. And I think places of our ilk want to make everybody happy. So
I just thought the way you guys the way it all worked out. It's really been great.
It has been. It has been, absolutely. So, and cheers to all of our customers too. Absolutely. The last one I've got is really it's not out there, but it's not fair either per se. But I had an opportunity to get a bottle of Goose Island's Bourbon County Rare Stout. My cousin actually lives in Minneapolis, was able to...
A non-infected one?
A non-infected one, actually, as well.
Is it this year? The one that was released this year?
It was 2015.
Okay.
So but I drank it about 2 months ago.
Pre-pasteurization.
Exactly.
Cool.
And it was a divine experience. And they say that they may never brew it again. And, and most people aren't going to have the chance to try it. But if you have a bottle or you can find a bottle, beg, borrow, and steal, get one. It was... And I'm not... I like big beers, and I like, I enjoy going to tastings and trying all these wild, high ABV barrel-aged stouts, but something about this beer was just like jaw-droppingly gorgeous.
That's cool.
And I believe, I may not have the exact details right, but it was something like a 14 or 15% imperial stout aged for, I think, 24 months in 30-year-old bourbon barrels, and it was... just incredible.
No matter what you think of that whole silent AB InBev thing, the fact that they're able to do something like that, that's an achievement.
It transcended my opinion of beer. I've never experienced anything like that. I've had really outrageous high alcohol barrel aged beers, and I've had other bourbon barrel aged stouts, and nothing had quite tasted like that. Like it was really just a perfect representation of what the brewer was going for.
Nice.
So I was blown away. It was worth every penny. I'd buy more if I could ever get it.
So was that like far and away your number one beer? That was the one.
Absolutely. But that being said, I've never been a huge fan of Bourbon County or Goose Island in general or anything like that, and I wanted this beer just because of the exclusivity of it. And I'm of the opinion that a lot of beers like that generally fall short of the expectations, and that one exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. A lot of times you get these beers and it's like...
They're so hyped up, and, and it's just,
really
who's the flavor of the month, and what are they sticking in this beer now, but that was it was a masterpiece, so...
Cool. Okay, my number one was also... I knew as soon as this happened, like if we were going to do this, this would be the one.
Okay.
So it's a bit... less exotic. I don't know. Maybe it's not less exotic than yours. So
let's hear it.
Big Ed's Hop Yard Ale from Fox River Brewing Company. So this was a wet hop beer. This is the first wet hop beer brewed in Oshkosh.
Yep.
Bare Bones Brewery did one 3 days later, and they were the first beer to be all wet hop. But Fox River Brewing Company brewed this August 24th this year. And not only was it a wet hop beer, they used hops that were grown in Oshkosh.
Yeah.
So this is the first time in 130 years that a commercial brewery in Oshkosh has used locally grown hops. And that's all well and good, That sounds nice. It's a nice story. But the beer was fantastic. Yeah. That beer, I love that beer. I was going back again and again and get it. They used the hop that they finished it with was Sterling.
Okay.
And it was just a beautiful beer. I mean, they couldn't have done better with that thing. I was just, to me, that was like the whole thing. This is what craft beer is about.
Yeah.
Just
well,
like
it's farm to table food is so popular now, but farm to bottle beer, why not? I mean,
and the hops were grown here in town.
Well, I'm sure and the malt,
I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
that was really to me that was like
that was a
really
cool.
High
well,
point.
and full credit to Kevin and RJ for
these guys.
for doing that.
I mean, the Bare Bones beer too. Like RJ and Jody Cleveland from Bare Bones, they drove to Michigan to get hops for their beer. Came back, So, I mean, there have never been fresh hop beers brewed in Oshkosh. So I should say fresh hop beers. These are beers where the hops are gone from the vine into the brew kettle. So there's no processing at all. They're not dry.
Yeah.
They're not pelletized. Nothing. It just goes right in. So it's the first time this has happened around here, and I thought it was really great.
No, that's super noteworthy. Yeah.
All right, Adam.
Well, I'm out of beer, so
jeez, I guess we're done. Refill.
Yeah.
You win then. Cheers, Lee. Bros. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.